shall give birth to art!
Oh boy. It's beautiful.
Where you get your beats?
Alright you guys, so before you want to start cutting hair, what you want to do is pick the hair out or lay the hair down. Whatever hairstyle you're working with, you want to make sure everything is laid and neat before you actually start working. How you start is how you finish, so you want to start neat. So the first thing that I'm gonna do as far as cutting the hair is I'm gonna remove the bulk on the sides. So I went ahead and grabbed my Oster cordless fast feeds with the one guard with the lever open, and I'm just debulking the sides, making sure that I still go in that drop fade kind of shape. You still want to keep that in mind. The last thing you want to do is debulk and basically just forget about the whole haircut. All right, remember that you're doing a drop fade or whatever fade that you want to do. Remember that you're doing it and then debulk in that way. Now with the two guard with the lever closed, I'm basically scooping out. I'm not going in and digging into that afro up top. I'm scooping out, making sure everything flows, because all I'm trying to do now is get a visual on how I want this high top. The reason why I take these steps and do this and not just start in with the bald line is because I need a visual on how I want everything shaped. Next, I'm gonna freehand with my lever closed and shape the sides. I'm gonna go right under that two guard that I used and run it straight up. You wanna make sure you keep a straight, a vertical straight up and down motion. Normally I look from the side to try to judge how far or how much I'm going in or how much I'm, kind of just keeping out. So always look from side to side, either looking at your client head on or from the back. Now that you have everything shaped the way you want it, it's time to set in some guidelines. Now, the first guideline I'm gonna set in, I'm using my Babyless Skeleton FX to set in my bald line. I'm gonna put the line in real low, just like, I don't wanna say right above my client's ear, but just kind of below it, and then dropping it in the back. Now going back and using my cordless fast feeds with the lever open, I'm gonna set in my second guideline, and I'm gonna go over that guidelines multiple times. I'm not just gonna settle for the up and down motion. Sometimes hair just doesn't grow downward, so it grows all different type of ways. So make sure you go side to side when you're trying to get those guidelines at that length. So even though we debulked with the one guard, I'm still gonna go over the guidelines with my one guard with the lever open and make sure that I keep it consistent all the way around and go over the guidelines multiple times to make sure it's at that one guard length. Here's a huge tip when you're working on high tops, right at the parietal ridge area where usually you'll see a line, you want to comb that area down. What you're doing is basically hiding that hair, making sure everything is laid so that you could come behind it and take it down with the one guard closed. That way it'll run smooth into your transition in your blend. So next you want to use that one guard that you had on. Just close the lever and run it with the grain, all right? It's gonna make it a lot smoother and it's gonna hide that line that you guys normally have when you're doing high tops. Now just closing the lever on that one guard. What I'm just doing right here is softening up that middle line. That way it's easier to come behind it with the next step. Also, you want to kind of do this in a flick out motion. Now, I know sometimes you may see bulk up at the top, but a lot of times you can't just continue to focus on bulk, all right? You have to move on because sometimes that bulk can be deceiving and you could blend right on into it if you just, move on. Now that you softened that line up with the one guard closed, using the zero guard with the lever fully closed in a flick out motion, flick out that middle line. Now remember to start below the line, flick to the line. If you need to go up in any way, adjust your lever as you go up. So normally I will tell you guys in the same way you softened up that middle line to attack the bottom line the same way. I didn't do that this time. Usually I'll put the lever halfway, soften it up, then come behind it, close the lever, and then, take out that line like that. But, I just dive right in, close the lever, and then just adjusted my lever, as I went up. Next is the most important part of the blend, and that's detailing your work. All right, what I like to do is I like to rest my eyes for a quick second, come back to the blend and start detailing that way. If you guys have mirrors, utilize your mirror. All right, the mirror gives you a different perspective on the blend that you couldn't just see just head on. I don't know what it is. I don't know, just looking in the mirror, it just gives you a different perspective. So I like to go in with my corner, either no guard or with the lever open, or the guards where I used I set my guidelines, I'll use those guards to take out bulk as well. So you just gotta kind of use your eye and judge whether or not it deserves a guard or no guard. lastly, I'm gonna use my Babyliss shavers to make the bottom half razor bald. This adds another transition to your blend. Although you can't use this machine on everyone, you kind of gotta pick and choose on who has straighter hair and who can take it, you know what I mean? Because a lot of African Americans, they'll bump up if you try to use this on their skin. So make sure you know what clients you can and can't use it on. When it comes to the lineup, I like to prep it by combing it down and just taking it down to a length where it lays best, and that's at a 1 guard with the lever close. Listen, let me tell you why they call me 360. When they sit in my chair, I spin them in a full 360, and they come out looking like,
damn, son, we make it look easy.
YouTube, this is the cut. And if you like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, HustleDreamProduction, that's my brother, he does all my beats. His YouTube channel will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go give him a follow. Also, if you want to know where you can find any tools that you've seen in this video, links will be in the description below. Otherwise, you guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My TikTok is official360Jeezy and my Instagram is 360Jeezy. But it's your boy 360Jeezy, and I'm out of here.